Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for taking a little time to watch the video, much appreciated here. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about a bait setup you may or may not be familiar with, sort of give you my opinion on it to let you know if it's the real deal or some type of a gimmick, and that's the Powershot. Like I said, some of you guys may know about it, some of you guys may not. It's been around for, probably 5 or 6 years now. It's got sort of a niche following, and I'm going to sort of break down some myths with it and give you my experience with it. Real quick, before we just get started here, just want to remind everybody, take care of a few housekeeping tips. Congratulations to our December Bridgeford beef jerky winner, Bill Lorenz. Bill's going to be receiving a case of Sweet Baby Ray jerky for being a subscriber of the channel, monthly giveaway. Also, just want to remind you guys, if you hadn't had a chance to subscribe to that channel, please hit the subscribe button. A couple different things. You guys know that Johnny and I have been working on our Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns. Go over and check those out, fishthemoment.com. We got winter map breakdowns, we got spring map breakdowns we're working on. It's really a great resource to help you guys learn more about the lakes you fish or want to learn more about. And finally, if you guys are interested in going on the water lesson with me, I'm booking trips now through the rest of the year. Just shoot me a message on my Facebook page, private message, Randy Blockett, Professional Angler. Okay, guys, let's talk about the Powershot here. Now, first of all, before I get into it, I'm gonna show you guys how it's set up a little bit. It's a very simple setup. It's basically a drop shot on steroids type of a deal. And the way that I set it up is I start out with a 4/0 offset worm hook. This is the Gamakatsu G Finesse offset hook. Usually a 3 to 4/0, depending upon the bait I'm using on it. We'll go over the baits here in a little bit. And then you've got a drop shot weight. You can use actually just a drop shot weight or just a regular sinker, but the difference is you go heavy with this. This right here is a 1/2 ounce. So with the Powershot, you're dealing with a beefier setup, usually a 1/2 ounce to 3/4 ounce weight 4/0 hook. So we got that set up like that on a pretty short leader, guys. I don't like to go over 4 to 5 inches with it like that. And then the setup, what makes it different is Powershotting for the most part is done with creature baits. This is a Z-Craw right here, Zoom Z-Craw. I also like the Z-Hog. Some of you guys may use a beaver. Definitely some type of a creature bait. And, you know, rig it up here just like you normally would, like a regular Texas rig. Put that in there like that. And that's the basic setup, guys. That's the simple Powershot setup, like that. And what happens is when you pitch that in there or flip it in there, you know, the weight hits the bottom and then your creature bait is up off the bottom. So the theory on it is that most pitching and flipping situations, if you're pitching around docks, laydowns, grass, that type of stuff, reeds, tules, lily pads, on a traditional pitching and flipping setup, you know, you got the sinker on the head and the bait basically will hit the bottom. So the idea on the Powershot is that you can still flip and pitch this just like you would a Texas rig, but the short drop shot gets the bait up off the bottom a little bit, hangs it up off the bottom, you know, undulates a little bit different. That's the basic premise with it. Now, let's talk a little bit about the effectiveness of it. We've heard a lot about this. Actually, the person that showed me this right off the bat was years ago, was Aaron Martins. Aaron was Powershotting out west on the California Delta and some vegetation out there, and he was telling me about that, you know, well over 10 years ago. So it's been around for a while. It hasn't really caught on like I thought it would, because there was a lot of guys that's had some, you know, success on it right off the bat. I've had a chance to experiment with this quite a bit, guys, because you know I love to pitch and flip. And to be honest with you, I have just not seen it be that much more productive than a straight Texas rig. Now, I know there's certain situations when, say for example, you got a mossy bottom and you're getting gook on the bottom. I can see how something like the Powershot, getting it up off the bottom, would work. I can see some situations if the fish are heavily pressured, a lot of times you can catch them, you know, better than the Texas rig. But what I have done is how I experimented with it on my own is, like, say if I was on some type of a decent pitching and flipping bite with a creature bait around whatever type of cover that I'm fishing, sometimes I would pick up the Powershot when I knew I was in a good area, and I didn't notice me getting any more bites with it. I mean, I hear a lot of guys saying that, you know, the Powershot or the Tokyo rig, all that type of stuff. I can't stand the way that Tokyo rig looks. I think that the big piece of hardware hanging off it just looks terrible. But my experience with the Powershot, guys, from all the hype that you've seen about it, is I simply do not think that it's that much more effective than a Texas rig. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there are going to say, "Oh, I rip them on a Powershot all the time." You know, that's the deal out there. But I haven't seen it with myself, so I basically have quit fishing this for the most part. The only time that I would probably pick this Powershot up is if I had a co-angler in the boat or something that started ripping the thing on it, or you know, out of some type of a desperation. But I've wanted it to work. I mean, I've always wanted something, you know, some type of a new little edge, looking for a pitching and flipping edge all the time. But to me, I just haven't seen it with it. You know, it does a lot of times. You'll get hung up. This thing will get wrapped. The drop shot weight or line will get wrapped up around your bait a little bit. So it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt to fish. But for the most part, I don't fish them anymore. I just wanted to do this video because, you know, you read about the Powershot being a big deal, specifically out west, and you hear guys catch them once in a while. Some guys will try to keep it secret, but overall, you know, my analyzation with it is that you can do just as good most of the time with a Texas rig. Not to say the thing won't work, and not to say that there's sometimes it won't outproduce a Texas rig, but for me, I would rather experiment with a Texas rig in terms of bait selection, color, and weight selection. And I think I can get more bites with that. But anyway, guys, just a quick video on the Powershot. You guys, let me know if you guys have any experience with it, you know, on your own. Shoot me some comments. Let me know what those would be. I'd be curious to hear on that. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Much appreciated. We'll check back later, and talk to y'all later.